Hello, my beloved friend. I want to speak directly to your spirit today. You were never created to crawl after crumbs, and deep inside, you've always known that. Even in the seasons when your hands were empty, there was a whisper inside you that said you were made for more. That there was a greater story unfolding beyond what your eyes could see. That whisper wasn't arrogance. It wasn't wishful thinking, it was memory. Because before this world trained you to shrink in order to survive, the Lord had already written your name into his plan for abundance. Remember the words of Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And now, the moment has come when heaven funds what it formed. This is not about hustle, not about striving to prove your worth to people who could never validate you anyway. This is about stepping into the reality that God himself has endorsed. Not the mask you've worn, not the copy of someone else's life, but the true you, the one who chose the narrow road, the one who stayed faithful when no one was watching, the one who refused to sell authenticity for applause. You are not being blessed because you played the game of this world. You are being entrusted because you refused to betray your soul. You walked away from stages that wanted your performance, but not your truth. You chose what was sacred instead of what was shiny. You laid down ego, but picked up alignment, and now the harvest is overtaking you. This isn't a paycheck for your labor. It is a divine endorsement of who you have become. Because when God pays you, it's not by the hour, it's by eternity. The currency that's coming is favor, open doors where there used to be walls, divine ease where there used to be friction, and anointing that creates access money could never purchase. As Isaiah 45:2 declares, "I will go before you and level the mountains. I will break down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron." People won't understand how you're walking into overflow without a formula, without a sponsor, without following the grind culture playbook. But don't let their confusion distract you. You didn't skip steps. You held still when everything in you wanted to run ahead. You watched others rush forward while you sat in shadows, unseen but not forgotten. You gave up chasing validation, and in return, God inscribed your name into an inheritance no algorithm could block. What's unfolding in your life is not just about income, it's about impact. And God is the only one who knows the full cost of your journey. The nights you wanted to quit but didn't. The seasons you felt invisible while others celebrated. The years you carried weight in silence that would have crushed someone who only pretended to have it together. You didn't miss your moment. You were being built in a way that would never collapse later. Think of the stars. Some of them are so far away that their light takes years to reach our eyes. Just because you didn't see them yet didn't mean they weren't shining. In the same way, you were never invisible. You were simply waiting for the right conditions for your light to be revealed. As Jesus said in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, and now the time has come." While people mistook your stillness for delay, God was laying a foundation strong enough to hold a flood of favor. You weren't merely surviving lean seasons. You were learning how to breathe without begging, how to show up without pretending, how to move without applause. And now you're about to be sustained simply by existing as the truest version of yourself. Not the edited one, not the pleasing one, but the aligned one. The version of you that went through the fire but did not come out bitter. The one who lost everything yet remained kind. The one who resisted trading authenticity for attention even when that seemed like the only way forward. And here's what no one tells you. Heaven waits until you are whole enough to hold what will not break you. That's why it felt like nothing was happening. That's why breakthrough seemed delayed, even though you were faithful. It wasn't punishment, it was precision. The Lord didn't want to put wealth only in your hands. He wanted to plant it in your soul. Wealth that feels like breathing instead of bargaining. Wealth that doesn't demand that you become a version of yourself you can't live with at night. Wealth that whispers, "You are safe now." Remember Deuteronomy 8:18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant. And that kind of wealth never arrives early. It arrives right on time. Something is shifting now, and you can feel it. Like the quiet tension before a wave breaks. Like the inhale before the exhale. It may not be loud, but it is unmistakable. The reward that's coming isn't dramatic, it's undeniable. And when it lands, you won't need to prove yourself to anyone. Your life will testify, your rest will be revelation, your peace will be proof. Because when God funds your life, it carries a glow no marketing campaign can replicate. The era of striving is over. The era of receiving for who you truly are has begun. And when it starts arriving, it will not feel like wages for services rendered. It will feel like heaven itself, nodding in your direction, saying, "You didn't fold, you didn't morph, you stayed planted." Now watch the soil open, as Psalm 126, verses 5 through 6, promises, "Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them." What's coming to you is not survival money. It is wealth woven into your identity, your truth, your purpose. At first it may feel strange when ease begins to replace tension, when rooms open without you forcing doors, when provision appears before pressure arrives. But understand, this is not bribery. This is confirmation. For too long you only knew how to perform for worth, to prove value through exhaustion, to earn love by being useful. But now you are entering a chapter where you will be seen without sacrificing yourself, supported without begging, valued without shrinking. This is not the season of just enough. This is the arrival of more than enough. And not because you chased it, but because you became the kind of soul who can carry it without turning it into pride. You were trusted with people's pain. Now you are being trusted with joy. You were assigned to broken places. Now you are being sent into beautiful ones. And no, not everyone will understand how this happened. They'll hunt for strategies. They'll attempt to reverse engineer your steps. They'll ask which app, which platform, which connection flipped the switch. But they won't find a formula, because this blessing didn't come from method. It came from maintenance. You maintained faith when the wilderness was long. You maintained character when no one applauded. You kept your heart soft when bitterness was the easier choice. And that is why favor is flowing now. As Galatians 6:9 encourages us, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This wealth doesn't come with manipulation or strings attached. It will not require you to shapeshift into something you are not. It is not a wage, it is a reward, a testament, a witness, and the proof is how it feels. You are not frantic, you are calm, you are open, you are rooted. That calmness itself is a new frequency of receiving. Because blessings don't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive with deep stillness, with a knowing that the war has turned, that the drought has finally given way to rivers that never run dry. This is the season when heaven begins to sponsor your peace, your rest, your joy. You are not being funded to perform. You are being sustained because of what you carry, because of who you are when no one is clapping. Because of the light you protected in your darkest hour, and that light is now overflowing into opportunities that feel like alignment, not obligation, into provision that feels like destiny, not debt, into surroundings that nurture your peace, rather than drain your spirit. You are walking into a season where ease and excellence move hand in hand. You are no longer the underdog because heaven never saw you as one. You are not a struggler, you are a steward. You're not a project, you are a pillar. And when people ask how it happened, you won't have a 5-step answer. You will simply say, I stayed faithful when it was hard. I walked forward when it made no sense. I refuse to let bitterness steal the promise that is wealth. True wealth is not just money in your hand. It is peace in your spirit, the absence of dread when you wake, the assurance that your name is tied to something sacred and unstoppable. As Proverbs 10:22 reminds us, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. So stand tall, speak with intention, feel the gravity of the moment you're stepping into. You're not hustling for scraps, you're hosting abundance. You're not begging to be seen, you're being positioned to be honored. You're not scratching at the margins of your story, you're stepping into the headline heaven already authored. And you're not just being paid to exist, you're being celebrated for enduring without bitterness, for choosing the narrow road of integrity, for loving even when it felt like loss. So let it in, the wealth, the recognition, the favor, not because you need it to prove yourself, but because God has declared that it is time. And when heaven declares it is time, even gates you thought were welded shut swing wide. Revelation 3:8 says, See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Thank you, my friend, for walking this journey with me. If this message stirred something inside you, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe so you can keep receiving reminders of the greatness God has planted in you. Keep moving forward in faith, because the story isn't just continuing, it's unfolding into the chapter you were always destined to live. See you in the next video.